After my brother got married and left home, I live with my mom and it's just the two of us. My mom's attitude upsets me, but I am grateful for the way she raised me, so I can't just ignore her. I never thought she would push me away like this. I supported her so much financially, but she kicked me out of the house and it was thanks to my brother and his wife. I will never forgive them for what they did. I will definitely take revenge on them with double the force. My name is Emily, and I turned 25 years old this year. My dad passed away a few years ago, and my brother Tom, who is 10 years older than me, left home after getting married. So now I live with my mom. To tell you the truth, I really disliked living with my mom. As soon as I started working, my mom gave up her part-time job and became lazy at home. Besides, she treated me like I was her maid. Emily, isn't dinner ready yet? Hey, I'm out of money for this month. Give me another $200. Clean my room while I'm out tonight, and so on. The list of things she will say to me is just endless. One might think that if I'm so miserable, I should live on my own. Sure, I have thought about leaving home many times, but she is my real mother. After my father died, she raised me alone. After I married, Tom moved far away, and his wife Catherine insists that she absolutely does not want to live with my mother, so I can't rely on him. Given the situation, I, as her daughter, never thought of leaving her. However, I am also a human being. It doesn't matter if she's my real mother. I can't tolerate everything, and there's a limit to everything. Just today, I unintentionally raised my voice at her. Hey, Mom, my money is missing from my purse. Did you take it again? What a horrible thing to say. I just needed some clothes, so I borrowed it. Borrowed? You've never once paid me back the money I lent you. Please stop taking it without my permission. Do you realize who you have to thank for growing up like this? It's all because of me. You're so annoying. I I know I owe you, Mom, but you see, this is just a way of returning the favor. Now that you're on your own, it's only natural to take care of me. Don't complain about only borrowing a few $100s. It happens every time. When I say something to my mom, she says, I'm the one who raised you, or do you realize who you have to thank for growing up? And I'm just at a loss for words. I realize that my mom worked hard to raise me, and so I can't object to anything. To be honest, I have a decent salary, and I'm not short of money. Even if I gave my mother $2,000 every month, it wouldn't affect my lifestyle in any way. However, I have always felt that I should not let my mother do whatever she wants. Then, one day, after I finished work and returned home, for some reason, Tom and Catherine were there. The last time I saw them was at my father's funeral, and we haven't been in touch since then. Hey, Emily, it's been a while. You still have that gloomy aura around you, huh? Seems like my brother's insensitivity hasn't changed ever since we were kids. He always looked down on me and made fun of me. Why are you here, Tom? Why do I need a reason to visit my parents' house? We tore down our family home when Dad passed away. I'm the one who's renting this apartment, you know. Don't be so stingy. Our family is finally together after so long. As we were having this conversation, Catherine chimed in. Emily, you're as uptight as ever. With that kind of attitude, you'll never get married. Catherine, Tom's wife, would say such things without feeling guilty at all. It's obvious from her comment. And just like Tom, Catherine is also insensitive. I've always disliked the two of them. So after eating dinner alone, I retreated to my room. My mother, probably happy to see Tom after so long, kept chatting away with a smile on her face. It seemed like the three of them occasionally gossiped about me. Since that day, for some reason, Tom and Catherine started visiting my place more frequently. And there's another thing that bothered me. Do they think that this is their home? They are way too relaxed in my apartment. Hey, Tom, what's the deal? This is my place, you know. What about your job? You're so annoying. What does it have to do with you? I'm here because I'm concerned about Mom, and I want to visit her often. You never reached out once since our father's funeral. That's none of your business. Speaking of which, I'm hungry. Cook something and do it quick. What's with this guy? Seriously, this is my place, isn't it? Why are they lounging around as if they own the place? I want to eat a delicious cake. Emily, buy me one. Upon Catherine's request, even my mother joins in. You're off from work today, right? So you're free. Hurry up and go buy it for us, you lazy girl. Catherine, who used to detest my mother and avoided living with her, suddenly seems to be getting along very well with her recently. As for Tom, he's projecting the vibe of, I'm the eldest son and Catherine's the eldest son's wife. So it's natural for us to be concerned about Mom. Seeing how they act, the two are definitely planning for something. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I'm certain it's not good. Several days passed, and then the scheme of Tom and Catherine finally became clear. Emily, I've reached my limit living with you. I've decided to end this. I was doing some house chores on my day off when my mother suddenly said this. What do you mean by that exactly? What I said. I can't stand living with someone as slow, lazy, and unattractive as you anymore. What are you talking about? Don't you get it? I've made up my mind. I'm going to live with Tom and Catherine. You're going to live with Tom and Catherine. I was so shocked by this unexpected statement from my mother that I repeated what she said without realizing. The couple who always hated the idea of living with my mother now wants to live with her? What on earth is happening? Just then, Tom and Catherine conveniently arrived. Tom, what's going on? You never reached out to us before, and you always said you'd never live with Mom, right? What is that a problem? It's only natural for the eldest son to live with his own mother, isn't it? Tom, looking down on me with a sense of superiority, said this. Don't tell me that you have some sort of problem if you can't live with Mom. No, that's not what I'm saying. But then it's fine for Mom to live with us, right? Are you serious? Even Catherine was so against living together. Why the sudden change? You're so annoying anyway. Mom's decided to live with us. We don't need you anymore. Just leave. Wait, leave? After all this time, when he left everything about Mom up to me, I can't help but feel disgusted with my brother who always speaks so arrogantly. However, it became clear that Tom and Catherine were up to something no good. Although my mother always has a sharp tongue, she is still the only precious parent I have. Besides, I wouldn't want to get involved in any trouble later on. I decided to warn my mother. Mom, isn't it obvious that something's going on? After all, Tom and his wife never once contacted us before. What are you talking about? If anyone's acting strange, it's you. Isn't it, huh, Mom? Those who just leech off their parents should just leave. The moment she said that, any affection I had left for my mother vanished instantly. After all the support I've given in taking care of her, how dare she say something like that to her own daughter who has been supporting her all these years? But this is the only time they can make fun of me like this, you know. After a week, they'll experience hell, so they better enjoy this moment. I started planning my revenge on them. Then I'll leave right now. I declare this firmly to my brother, his wife, and my mother. The three of them began to chat, smirking at each other. Emily, you're finally leaving the house. Mom, you must be so happy. I truly am. Now I can live with Tom and Catherine. I'm on top of the world. Thank you, Tom. I'm also happy that I can live with my beloved mother-in-law from now on. Oh, thank you too, Catherine. The three of them continued their frivolous conversation. To be honest, I was struggling not to laugh at that moment, but I can't let them think that I have any leeway to execute my revenge perfectly. It's best to lay low for now. From that day on, my brother and his wife seemed to be constantly in my apartment. As for me, it's as if I'm invisible to them, or rather, they treated me as if I never existed in the first place. However, this was advantageous for me because I wasn't bothered at all while preparing to move out. A week later, it was my moving day. The moment he opened his mouth, Tom said this, Today is the day we part ways, Emily. We'll be taking care of Mom from now on, so you can live without any worries. Thank you. I'm leaving Mom in your hands, okay? After replying so casually, Tom seemed somewhat unsatisfied with my response. Then my mother approached. I hope you get married soon, Emily. It'd be a shame to remain single for the rest of your life, wouldn't it? You know, the whole society would call a person like you a loser. Now, what my mother said? Tom and his wife snickered. To my mother's words, I responded calmly. That's true. From now on, I've decided to live just for myself. I mean, I no longer have to take care of you now, right? Just stop talking and get out. I never asked you to look after me. I was going to leave quickly anyway, my mother retorted. Oh, seems like they're here, I said as I heard the doorbell ring, and I headed to the entrance. It was the movers from the moving company I had scheduled for today. After having them carry out all the belongings from my room, I pointed to the living room and told the movers, "Oh, and please move all the appliances and furniture in these rooms too." Huh? The dumbfounded voices of the three harmonized perfectly. They were completely confused at what was happening. That TV, the fridge, the microwave. Oh, and this cleaning robot too. Also, the sofa, dining table, and the bed. Please move everything, I instructed. Then my mother began to argue. What? What are you thinking? Stop this immediately. What do you mean am I doing something strange? Don't play dumb. Taking all the appliances and furniture from this house? Have you lost your mind? At that moment, my brother, whose face was as red as a tomato, approached me aggressively. Yo, listen to Mom. How do you expect us to live without any furniture or appliances? You have no right to take everything. Leave everything here and just go. My mother and brother were squawking in front of me. Thinking I shouldn't waste any more time, I clarified the situation to the two. Hey, are you getting the wrong idea or something? Everything in this apartment, including the apartment itself and all its appliances and furniture, are all mine. You know this is Mom's place, right? Don't mess with me. All the furniture and appliances were bought using the inheritance from Dad, weren't they? I knew it. He's just an idiot, as I had anticipated. He misunderstood and believed that my mother was financing everything in my apartment. He assumed that she had received a lot of inheritance from my father and had cleverly convinced them to live with her. Tom, aren't you misunderstanding something? I bought everything in here. I've been giving Mom a monthly support of $2,000, thus, all this. You just want to live with Mom, don't you? Someday I'll inherit Dad's inheritance, huh? What are you talking about? Mom used up all of Dad's inheritance a long time ago. Tom nervously glanced at our mother. She was looking down, her face pale. Mom, please explain. You told us you bought all the appliances in here, Tom said. Well, I was just trying to look good, my mother muttered. Huh? What do you mean by that? We only moved in with you because we thought there was an inheritance from Dad. If there's no inheritance, what's the point of living together? Wait, what are you saying? Didn't you say you take care of me because you're the eldest son? I intervened. I was just trying to be nice. I lied so that we can live together, Tom confessed. Upon learning that there was no remaining inheritance, Tom was furious, and my mother was deeply shaken by the realization that the kindness shown by Tom and his wife was all fake. What a hopeless family, huh? My mother should have suspected something when Tom and his wife, who hadn't been in touch for a while, suddenly proposed living together. If Tom had been in touch, he would have known sooner that there was no inheritance left from Dad. As I gave the two cold looks, Tom's wife seemed to have an idea and spoke up. I've got it. It would be great if Emily could live with us again. To this, my mother and Tom both agreed. That's right, Emily. You should live with us after all. Yes, Emily, I really do need you. Seeing the drastic change in their attitude as they began speaking for their own convenience, I quickly dismissed them. Right away. What are you even saying? Don't make me laugh. There's no way I'd live with trashy people like you all. I've decided to live only for myself from now on. Whatever happens to you all, I couldn't care less. But why don't you all just happily ruin your lives together? The three of them, completely drained of energy, sat down on the spot as if their knees gave away. All three of them had empty eyes. Goodbye. Do your best as a family, I said as I closed the front door. In just another 2 weeks, the lease for the apartment would end because it's under my name. They'll probably be forced out to leave when the lease is up. Well, it's none of my business anymore. About a week after I successfully moved, as expected, I received a call from my mother asking for help. Emily, please, I can't live properly like this. Come back. There's no way I'm coming back. Why don't you have that idiotic couple take care of you? Actually, it seems they quit their work and moved here thinking I still had your father's inheritance. They really are terrible people, aren't they? I don't even feel like helping out at all. I don't need a couple who only thinks about money anymore. All I have is you, Emily. Mom, I'm busy. Can I hang up now, please? Emily, help me. I hung up the call before she could finish and blocked her number. I no longer feel the urge to help my mother, especially not now. Rumor has it that my mother and Tom's family got evicted from the apartment after that incident. They ended up spending all of Tom's savings to move into a shabby apartment. Apparently, my mother doesn't work, and she argues with Catherine almost every day. Tom is the only one who has a job, working from dawn till dusk just to make ends meet. As for me, after distancing myself from my mother, I've been able to save more money and use it for my own needs. After all these sacrifices I've made in the past, I want to lead a life that makes me happy from now on.